Sounds are important to most games. They add immersion and they make the game overall more interesting. A game without sounds can be boring or even creepy. While my game Into the Chasm does have sounds, it doesn't have many. There are only sounds for a few select actions and it's really weird. This shatters the immersion of the game, so in this devlog I'm going to try and fix it. Stick around to the end to see how the game ended up sounding and whether I succeeded at fixing the game. The first thing I needed to do when adding audio was choose what I wanted to add sounds to. I made a short list, which was really a long list, of actions that needed sound. I included opening chests, hitting stone enemies, stones hitting you, stones hitting walls, picking up items, using abilities, and more. I also decided to add ambience in the background just to add a bit of atmosphere beyond the music. The next thing I needed to do was actually get sounds. I'm not a sound designer, so my simple solution is to visit zapsplat.com, where I downloaded all the sounds. The problem with Zapsplat is that there are too many options. I spent hours of browsing for each sound to get it perfect, and it was really tiring just scrolling through the website figuring out which one would sound the best in the game. The first sound I added was the stone enemies crashing into walls. I couldn't find a good sound for this, so I just downloaded a thunderstorm background sound and edited it to include a thunderclap. That's all it had in it at this point. I then modified the pitch and speed of the sound and added it to the game. After that, I chose to make the sound be quieter when you were farther away from it, because this made it sound so much better and already the immersion was improving. Next thing I wanted to add was audio for the stones hitting the player. I wanted to make these stones very scary and intimidating, so I needed sounds for everything to do with them. I decided on a sort of thumping sound, and this wasn't too hard to find. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Zapsplat, although if any Zapsplat employees are watching, feel free to give me $10,000. I added the new sounds to the game, and it definitely improved it. I also have some other progress on the game I want to quickly mention. I'm planning on adding a system for extra spiders to spawn out of egg sacs, so I had Kernel Turtle create a sprite for this, which you can see on screen now. I'm also still working on the story. Your local Chris created a new closed book sprite for the game, as well as an open version, and Kernel Turtle created this really cool open book for the Legend book. There's so much planned for the game, but for now it's back to sounds. The third sound I added to the game is a sound for when a player stabs a stone enemy. It's a sort of crunching sound, like stepping on pebbles. I think it really fits the game well, but it does sound a bit odd because it doesn't really sound sword-like. I spent a while testing these sounds and writing code to repeat them or make them louder in some situations. At this point, I realized I wasn't going to have time to add all the sounds I'd planned before I needed to make this devlog. I spent such a long time planning for other features that I left very little time for this. I decided to add ambient sounds to finish off. The ambience is a generic cave sound. I modified the pitch, and then I made it quiet and also quieted the music down. This way I can have them both playing at once, and it sounds really cool instead of really bad. I'm quite happy with all these sounds, and without further ado, here's what the game sounds like now. So did I succeed at fixing the immersion? Well, sort of. I didn't get to add every sound I wanted to, but I guess I'll just add them later in a future devlog. The game is way better than it used to be. I'm really happy with how it's gone, and I've planned so much to add that I think it will create a few really cool future devlogs. If you want to see those, please subscribe, and you'll also enjoy this video about adding a new wizard class to my game.